Hello, guys. I'm going to wait for some people to get joined. Hey, guys, I am here for your lunch bites. You know that I'm always here. Hi, Haley. Thanks for joining. Hey, Katie. Thanks for joining as well. Hey, Jake from Jake State Farm 80. Hey Mama, I see that you joined too. I was just giving everybody a couple minutes to get joined for your lunch bites so that you have the perfect topic of conversation for your coworker lunch or water cooler conversation. You're going to be the hit of wherever you are for your lunch. Mama in the house, hey, love it. All right, so you guys also know, if you tuned in at all, that I promised that I was going to start a second. So guys, don't worry, this will continue. I will continue with Lunch Bites, but I'm going to start a second series as well. And the fun part of the second series is that it will integrate Snapchat and Instagram. Now, it doesn't have to. So if you don't have those platforms, well, you need to go get them just for me. No, I'm totally kidding. You could, but you don't have to, but it's going to be cool because it can integrate them, and I'm really excited to announce it. So today, usually you know that I have 8 headlines for y'all. She's not kidding. Yeah, my mom knows the total scoop. So I actually have 9 headlines for you guys today because it includes my big announcement that I can't wait to share with you, and it is not an April Fool's joke, you guys. It's just gonna be so much fun. It's a challenge. So this series is ongoing. I love that you guys join in with me every day, but this is going to be a challenge. So it's going to be my 9th headline. Stick around for it. We're going to go through the news, but stick around for it. You guys don't want to miss this announcement because otherwise you're going to be really confused when I start actually doing the challenge, which starts today. All right. So let's hit those headlines, get those going so I can make that big announcement. So guys, the first thing I want to ask you, please invite your followers. It's really easy. If you're on an iOS device, you just want to swipe right and click invite followers and share to Twitter. Guys, share it to your social media. I really would love to have people invited to this conversation. I'm just going to be sharing the news, and you know that my bias comes on the side and I serve up my opinion for free. So I'd love to hear your opinions and your followers' opinions. Also, if you are on an iOS, Android device, you would swipe up or down to do that. Thank you so much to my mama for sharing it on Twitter and to Katie and her for inviting followers. Katie's gone the extra mile to share it on Facebook. You rock, girl. Now, Haley, I noticed you're not doing any sharing, but you know, who's counting? So anyway, guys, let's get to the news. I am excited. Hello, welcome. We are doing the top headlines. So if you're not following me, please hit that follow button, invite your followers, and let's get started, guys. So thanks to Refinery 29, here are the top 8 headlines of the day so that you have the perfect water cooler and lunch conversations. Fans cannot stop buzzing about Beyonce's new line. Plus, we've got other stories too and my big announcement. All right, so let's start with that Beyonce story. All right, Beyonce's new Ivy Park activewear brand will be available mid-April, so this month, and will probably slay millions. You guys know if Queen Bee's name's on it, it's gonna sell. Like, I kind of wish if anything I sold, I could just put her name on it, because it's going to go crazy. But the buzz about Beyonce's mysterious and very intriguing fashion label with Sir Philip Green, Beyonce retail kingpin and Top Shop owner, first surfaced last year and was confirmed in late November. Since then, details have been sparse, save for the fact that the label would be activewear focused. We all know Queen Bee The girl is in shape. I mean, hearts for that. I mean, the girl, she got it going on. All right, now we know the fashion line is named Ivy Park, and it will be available in mid-April. So y'all know I had to do a little bit of investigation, kind of had to look it up. So if y'all look it up on their website, it's definitely Queen Bee material. It's stuff you would see that girl rocking out. Probably in her music videos though, y'all, not just at the gym. I feel like this girl would be wearing like her sweats and like a rockin' like sports bra to the gym, and then this stuff would probably be in her music videos. I don't know, that's my opinion. Like I said, that comes for free. But it's cool because if you go to the website, so just Google search Ivy Park and go to the website, it says click for interaction, and you click it and it comes up with this like message to you, and it's sort of inspirational, so that's kind of cool. Hey, thanks for joining. We're doing the top 8 headlines of the day. We just finished talking about Beyonce's new activewear, and we're going to move on to number 2 out of 8. This is about the U.S. women's national soccer team. They're going to have to lawyer up. All right, guys, the 5 female players from the U.S. women's national soccer team accused the U.S. soccer in general of wage discrimination. All right, we know that's been a big deal in the U.S., male versus women, female pay, all that kind of stuff. Wonder if her activewear would make me more active. I know, right? If I put all that on, do you think I'd look like the Queen Bee? You know? Or would I have the little bootay and the little teeny tiny waist and the, you know, the breastages is, you know. Oh, and the hair for days, the weavage, you know. Oh, gosh. You know, one day, Beyonce, if you're listening to this, which is like a 1 in a gajillion billion Google chance, but if you're listening to this, could you give me a makeover for the day just to look like you? You know, we can video it, you know, put it on like the news, E-Hollywood, you know, whatever, and we can like tan me up, like really tan me up, because I mean, y'all, I'm like see-through, and give me that weave for days, you know, cinch up my waist and bang up my booty, and give me some breast juices, and you know, the eyes like the Tyra Banks, you know. So in the event that Beyonce ever does get to see this video, you know, the offer's on the table. I'm available. I'll make time in my busy schedule for you, Beyonce, as my personal friend. All right, guys, we are moving on to that second story. 5 female players from the U.S. national women's soccer team accused U.S. Soccer of wage discrimination. The players involved in the complaint are some of the most popular athletes in the game. Co-captains Carly Lloyd and Becky Sabron, along with Alex Morgan, Megan Rapone, and Hope Solo. These are big names, guys. We hear about these in the news. These are part of the lawsuit. The complaint states that despite the U.S. women's national soccer team status as reigning World Cup and Olympic champions, I mean, how much bigger do you get than that as far as titles? Team members are still getting paid less than their male counterparts. Y'all know I had to go look it up and find out some more information. So I did, and according to the New York Times, women's players are salaried employees. The top players are paid about $72,000 a year by the Federation. Now, you guys might be surprised when you hear that number, because we think sports and we think like 6-7 digit numbers, you know, millions of dollars. Well, 72,000 is a number that, you know, somebody in their mid-career of any sort might be making. So I found that interesting. But their complaint, as according to the New York Times, includes claims that male soccer players receive an additional $5,000 for a loss in a friendly match, and as much as $17,625, so a little more than $17,500 for a win against a top opponent. A woman's player receives $1,350, so a little bit under $1,500 for a similar match, but only if the U.S. wins. Unfortunately, it sounds like they do have a point, but it sounds like they've got a lot of legalese writing to look through, you know, their contracts and who plays who and who wins what. I just feel like it should be simple, you know, like, here's your salary, win or lose. Well, maybe an incentive if you win, you know, like a bonus at work. But, you know, here's your salary, and if you win, here's a bonus. And that's it. I know it can't be that easy, but in my eyes, it should be. Again, opinion comes free on the side of your order. So, guys, let's move on. Let's move on to headline number 3. Headline number 3. Oh, headline number 3 is kind of sad. Zaha Hadid, guys, she was known as Lady Gaga of architecture. She died unexpectedly at age 65. So young. Zaha Hadid, one of the world's most famous architects, died unexpectedly at 65 following a heart attack. The first woman ever to win the Pritzker Architecture Prize, the profession's most prestigious award, if you've never heard of it, is she was the first woman to ever win that, and she's a London-based talent. She made a formidable name for herself with a bold, abstract style that earned her nicknames like Queen of Curve. And she just, if you look up pictures of her, she just looks so sweet and innovative, and it's really sad, you guys. It's another nod to paying attention to heart health. Number one, well, at one point, it could be breast cancer now, but at one point it was the number one killer of women, because the symptoms are things that women just brush off like no big deal. So definitely something to keep your eyes out for. Moving on to headline number 4. Cha-ching! We're talking about some money, you guys. Whole Foods just made an $11 million deal with 11-year-old lemonade entrepreneur. I'm going to totally butcher this name because I'm unfamiliar with this company. Michaela Ulmer? Michaela Ulmer? I believe. I love that her title, you know, you have a title like, you know, you're an entrepreneur of beverages or something. But I just love that it's 11-year-old lemonade entrepreneur. And it's not that she is been an entrepreneur for 11 years. No, guys, this girl is 11 years old. What does that make you feel like you're doing with your life? In this year, we learned about her and her inspiring lemonade company at 11 years old. She turned 11 and, oh, by the way, just landed a major contract with Whole Foods. I mean, what were you doing at 11? According to Business Insider, it's an $11 million deal with 55 Whole Foods stores that will carry her Bee Sweet, that's B-E-E, Sweet product. So if you are in a Whole Foods and you see Bee Sweet product, I think I'm just going to have to buy it, whether it's good or not. It's kind of like a really cute girl with a lemonade stand. And you know, I think that Whole Foods knew that was going to happen. Guys, Whole Foods is smart. I think that a lot of businesses could learn some practices from Whole Foods. So there, I believe it's Kayla Ulmer, she's brilliant. 11 years old and $11 million deal as what they're calling her, a lemonade entrepreneur. So I know when I was 11, I certainly wasn't making $11 million deals. I know that certainly makes me feel like I'm not doing a lot with my life, but you know what? Great for her. I'm proud of her, and I'm sure her family supported her through that quite a bit, and, well, she's got them set. So maybe, guys, we should start making, like, tea. Like, I'll take peach tea. Maybe one of y'all can take, like, raspberry tea. And, you know, like, maybe we can all start selling to Whole Foods as these cute little innocent people who are just entrepreneurs of cute little beverages. What do you guys think? Hearts if you think that's a good idea. I would just hurt myself if I could. It's like my preacher says. He's like, you know, y'all, I'm preaching better than you're going to amen. So I'm going to put myself in the front row and amen myself. So I'm just going to hurt myself on that one because that's a good idea. I don't know if it's really a good idea, but, you know, whatever. All right. I think that means move on. We're going to move on, guys. It's headline number 4. According to new data, now this is a talking point you may want to bring up. There is, according to new data, there may be an overlap with stomach and gut conditions and your mental health. All right, so check this one out. The data collected by health startup Amino. So it's this new company called Amino, kind of a cool name for a company, like amino acids and amino, you know, I think it's a cool name. The data encompasses 2 years of patient experiences with chronic gut conditions. These included irritable bowel syndrome, also known as IBS, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, acid reflux, let's see what else, gallstones, colon cancer, celiac disease, meaning you're gluten intolerant, or you're allergic to gluten. Amino's analysis shows that women are far more likely to be diagnosed with many of these conditions. Now, y'all know, again, this is one of those, I had to go look some more information up about it because it just begs some questions. Hello, thanks for joining. We are on headline number 4 of our daily lunch bites. We are talking about how apparently anxiety affects other chronic conditions that may have more to do with your stomach and gut than your mental health. According to new research, or 2-year-old research that they're publishing by a new company called Amino. Now, I have to say before I move on that my opinion as to why women are more likely diagnosed is consider yourself, male or female, and consider your household and the males or females. Good to see you too. The males or females, and consider the people you know. Now tell me, who's more likely to go to the doctor? A male or a female? Now, I'm not getting sexist here, guys. I'm just making a generalization that's very pertinent to this study. Generally and statistically speaking, women are much more likely to go get their health issues addressed, partially because we carry babies. Like, we want to make sure our health is good so that our baby's health is good. So I think that could be a little bit of the reason why women are more diagnosed. But I just thought, again, opinions come on the side for free. But like I said, I did look up a little more research, and in other data that Amino shared with Refinery 29, the company found that mental illnesses, especially anxiety disorders, are commonly diagnosed alongside some tummy issues, so gut issues and stuff like that. For instance, those with IBS are twice as likely to have any anxiety disorder, and 2.2 times as likely to have generalized anxiety disorder than those without IBS. From these results, it's impossible to tell which, if any, conditions causes the other, so chicken or the egg, but it's definitely suggestive of a connection. And other research, such as a 2009 study they did, backs up that trend. So, I mean, yes, if you have IBS, it's going to give you anxiety, because it's one of those things, like you're out at dinner and all of a sudden your tummy starts acting up. You're going to be anxious. It's going to give you anxiety. That part just makes sense. However, these are more clinical, like you have generalized anxiety. This isn't just you deal with bouts of anxiety. Although I do think I have a point there, you know. However, they're just giving an example of irritable bowel syndrome. It could be anything, including celiac disease, which is not something that's just going to come on the same way IBS is. This is some more information from them. They say, although your head and your intestines are anatomically far apart, obviously, head, intestines, far apart, researchers are beginning to understand that they're more connected than you might expect. For instance, research has shown that types of friendly bacteria, meaning we all think bacteria, ew, bad, but we do know that there is bacteria that we need, good bacteria in our body. So it says types of friendly bacteria housed in our gut might have an effect on your mood, as in happy or sad, based on what's in your intestines. Very interesting. And when they're out of whack, we might feel it in the form of gut troubles, so either tummy issues or in the form of depression and anxiety, which is more common in women than men, based on their reports. I don't know if that's based on them actually going to 100 men and 100 women, or if that's just based on, you know, what's been actually reported. That'd be interesting to find out. And so the last part of this is them offering a possible remedy. They say if an issue with gut bacteria is at the root of your gut problems, so if you have gut problems and you're thinking, well, maybe it's that, I don't know, or if you ask your doctor and they literally tell you, maybe, I don't know, it could be at least partly responsible for your anxiety. If you think that that might be the case, you might try eating more probiotic foods. They do have probiotic supplements that you could start taking. Be careful of those and know your body. So they have gummy versions, they have pill versions. Just know your body and know what your body digests. For example, I don't digest pills as well as the gummies because my body takes food in better than it takes in a pill. That's just not me and my body. Your body could be fine with the pill, but this talks about, though, actual foods, not just like the gummy version of a pill. It says one study has shown to help... it's just backing that up by saying that the probiotic foods, not only does it help your gut, you know, they say it helps with constipation and things like that, but it's also one study proof that it helps with anxiety. So that's a really interesting connection. And if you really struggle with it, something to definitely try, and try for at least a week, if not a month. These are things that are more natural, so don't expect them just to work one day. You know what I mean? Expect to see results maybe after a week or a month. It's a good idea to take either notes, a journal. If you're a guy and you're like, I don't want a journal, just take notes, you know, on the fridge or something, on a dry erase board, just so you remember and you can see if it's working. It's oftentimes you start taking vitamins and they're working really well, but there's such a gradual increase that you're like, this isn't working. You stop taking it and then you're like, how come I feel miserable again? And you forget that there was a connection. So anyway, it said, the last part of this says, but remember that at this point, researchers are still working out exactly how your gut bacteria, the good bacteria, is really playing into these ideas, concepts, and the conditions. So a chat with your doctor along with Greek yogurt is probably a good idea. And, if you did research on that, it would give you an excuse to watch John Stamos in the, I think it's Chobani Greek commercials. Everybody loves some John Stamos. That Uncle Jesse. Oh, the man does not age. Well, and then there's the power of makeup and lighting. But still, that man. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. All right, guys, we're going to move on to headline number 5. That one I spent a little more time on because I've heard a lot of people dealing with that kind of stuff, so I thought you might potentially benefit from that information. All right, so we're going to move on to something to do with something that could be in your location. It's a pro tip, they say. Analysts found that prices at New York City-based Trader Joe's locations were 26% cheaper compared to Whole Foods. Side note, I believe that Whole Foods is expensive. I'm all for the fact they're supporting Little Miss Lemonade Entrepreneur, 11-year-older, but we just got a Whole Foods where I live locally, and you know how they have a cafe in there in a lot of locations, and all my friends want to go there for lunch, and it's really cool. There's an option for everyone, but they weigh your food. Is your sound cutting in and out, or is it just me? Hey guys, everyone else who's watching, give me a 1 through 10, 10 being good on my sound before I continue. Maybe I should keep talking so that you can hear it. All right, Katie says all right, I've got 10s, Mama, so unfortunately I think it's you. It could be a connection issue. Thank you guys for weighing in, by the way. I appreciate that. That means you're awake and paying attention. Yes. All right, so, everybody wants to go out to Whole Foods. Well, they weigh your food, and because it's buffet style, and they have options for everybody, you know, vegan, gluten-free, run the gamut, and they weigh it, and then you pay for it. So I've learned that my favorite foods are the most heavy foods on the buffet. So it's expensive. Anyway, it's also a grocery store. So what they say is that might not sound surprising, like I just said. No. That might not sound surprising, but according to Business Insider, that's a lot lower than previous comparisons have shown. The analysts believe this indicates lower prices across the board, giving Trader Joe's even more of a competitive edge against Whole Foods. This could mean we're about to see the first major price-cutting initiative from the TJs since 2013. I hope that means that Whole Foods is going to be like, hey, maybe we should lower our prices. But I think right now Whole Foods is just capitalizing on the fact that there are not Trader Joe's in all locations. Like I know where I am, there's not a Trader Joe's very close, I don't believe. So that means that it's sort of a monopoly in that sense, and they don't need to lower their prices. So Trader Joe's, if you and Beyonce, see, I'm expecting a big audience, y'all. If you're listening, you need to come to my location because you need to compete with Whole Foods and get them to lower their prices. Even though I would shop at Trader Joe's anyway, except for buying the lemonade from the 11-year-old entrepreneur at Whole Foods. That's precious. So maybe Trader Joe's, you should do that. And maybe you should invest in me because I have a peach tea that you should invest in. That's going to be the face on the front of the bottle. You know how there's always like Paula Deen always had her face on everything. Who else does that? Rachel Ray. This is going to be on my face. It's going to scare everybody. All right, so y'all, we're going to move on. This is interesting too. Okay, so this is headline number 7. We're almost done. We're almost to my great big announcement that I'm so excited to share. Okay, so we're going to move on to number 7. This has become a really big deal to have an in-home coffee maker or tea maker of some sort because Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts they're getting so expensive. Even though I really love my non-fat white chocolate mocha no whip. Oh, that sounds so good. Anyway, it's become really popular, and I know that one of my viewers got one for her birthday. Anyway, so there's something new out. It's called, I believe, the Juicero. That's the most fun way I can think to pronounce it because it's just Juice R-O. So it's either Juicero or Juicero. So meet Juicero Press, the Keurig of juicing. So that's also been a big deal, is to basically take all your food, mush it up like baby food, and drink it. That's my opinion on that. And it says minus the waste of the unsustainable pods. So people have been all up in arms because for Keurig, the pods are not sustainable and they're ruining the planet and that's so bad. I'm going to leave that opinion in the kitchen. Anyway, it says instead of pods, the Juicero Press uses recyclable Juicero packs, which contain pre-washed and chopped vegetables and fruits. The packs stay fresh for 5 to 6 days after delivery and hang inside the press. The machine itself is small, weighs about 30 pounds, and is Wi-Fi enabled. So you can juice from your phone with a package of fruits and vegetables that hangs inside the machine that was delivered to your door so that you can mush it all up and drink it like the days of youth when you were a baby and didn't have teeth. And now that you have teeth and the ability to chew, you're not going to care anymore and you're just going to buy all this and juice it up and drink it. Shouldn't you wait until, like, your denture days for this? Maybe there's something I'm missing. I'm not closed-minded. I'm just confused. Okay, guys? So, I had to look into it, like, Juicero, what is this? So I was looking into it. I was being open-minded until I got to this part. What do you think the part was? The price. You ready for this? I've got some viewers, and I want to take a poll. Please tell me how much you think the market value, or how much it's running. How much do you think this Juicero costs? Please guess. I have 3 viewers right now. Please, I want 3 guesses. It's a juicer machine, so it basically is a blender. Basically. I mean, that's what I got from it. While you're considering, because I'm waiting, I will not tell you until you give me your guesses. I see that some more information about it. One person says there's a green juice, including spinach, celery, romaine, kale, lemon, and cucumber. It was delicious, they say, and only topped off by the joy of knowing I wouldn't have to wash anything after. Except maybe your mouth out. Alright, y'all, you're not guessing, okay? I don't know why. What you doing? What you doing more important than watching this right now? How much do you think this device costs? Are you Googling it? Don't Google it to be right. How much do you think this costs? Thank you. We have a guess. All right, so we have a $399.95 guess, so about $400. Cost of what? Cost of the juicero that we're talking about right now, Katie. The device that juices, the Keurig of juicing. We have a guess of $400 right now. Going once, going twice. Do we have any other guesses? All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you so that I don't run too long on this broadcast. This machine that juices up your food, $250. All right, thanks for playing. Thanks for playing my game. The juice machine is $700. That is 700 decimal point. Right, Katie? That's what I thought. And let me reiterate, and that's not including the $4 to $10 single serving juice packs. And if, Katie, you missed it, one of the examples of a juice pack had spinach, celery, romaine, kale, lemon, and cucumber in it. And it was between $4 and $10 for a package of that delivered to your door to put in the $700 juicer so that you could take your fruits and vegetables and juice them up like baby food and revert to your days of being 2 years old with no teeth and drinking it. Guys, isn't that why God gave us teeth? Go to the store and buy a cucumber for like $1 or less and eat it. Like I said, guys, I'm not closed-minded. I'm just confused. Really confused. I think this should be like for the days where when we get old, we have to have dentures, or if you have a terrible car accident and unfortunately your teeth get knocked out and you have to have dentures early. Maybe this is for you. I don't get the juicing thing. The only reason I think juicing is a good idea is because I hate raw spinach, and so there is one recipe my mom makes where she does make this green juice and she puts a lot of other peaches and fruits in it, and it's really good, and you get a lot of, I'm really iron deficient, so you get a lot of iron. That's the only reason I like it, only reason I can think of eating it. And you're right, you use a blender, not this thing, this Juicero $700 contraption. I gotta get off that topic because y'all, I'll just keep going. Let's hit up our final headline today, guys, so I can make my announcement. We're going to hit up number 8. It's definitely a fun topic. It's all about April Fool's Day today, guys. Can you believe it's already April 1st, 2016? Guys, I feel like I was just celebrating New Year's, and it's April. And that's not a joke. What? Okay, so anyway, that's one of the topics. That's our last topic of these headlines today. Is about Google and how they're celebrating. Google's April Fool's Day gag drops a disco dancer into Google Maps. So even if you know every destination you're going to today, you may want to open Google Maps, not Apple Maps, guys. Google Maps, which you can download in the iOS App Store if you do have an iOS device. And just look for where you're going today because this sounds like a lot of fun. So it says Google's not one to create bad April Fool's Day content. Its Pac-Man game last year was harmless fun, and this year it's upped the ante by replacing the standard Google Maps Pegman with a bearded and leisure-suited avatar who can dance on command. You guys know I had to look this up. It says that this year, upping its ante, it's introducing a little disco and little disco fever into its Maps interface. The Pegman you can drag around to activate Street View, which will be replaced by a bearded and, like I said, leisurely suited avatar. The new guy, it says, really classes up the joint in a Saturday Night Fever kind of way. And I just loved that. Better still, the disco guy will dance for you if you know how to make him. So right here, I'm going to tell you how, because you got to see this today. You need your phone and browser to be connected to the same Google account to start. So basically, if you have an email address and you're logged in on your computer, and you go to the App Store on whatever device you have, you download Google Maps, and you log in using that same email address, that's what it's saying. You just connect them. Once you've got this set up, click Visit Funky Town in the Google Maps app. Funky Town! So just click Visit Funky Town at the top of Google Maps and select your phone. So somehow I haven't done this yet, but I've got to today, guys. So select Visit Funky Town, it's at the top, and then select your phone, and then you can open the Google Maps app, choose Explore Nearby, and then press Funky Town to see the Disco Pegman Cool Dance. Guys, we gotta go watch the cool dance. So again, you just have to download the app, log in with your Gmail account, and here's the steps. Once you've got that, click Visit Funky Town in the Google Maps app at the top. Then select your phone. Then open the Google Maps app, choose Explore Nearby, and press Funky Town. Alright guys, I'm going to ask you about it. I want to know if you guys got to see the cool Disco Pegman's dance. I wish I had Saturday Night Fever live music playing right now. Okay guys. That's your top headlines of the day. I hope that you have a perfect idea of what you're going to bring up for lunch. Maybe it's getting everybody to download this app because that's probably going to be a lot of fun, getting everybody at the table to try to figure it out and reliving the glory days of disco. Oh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. At least I can do that. All right, guys, so are you ready? Are you ready? Like, are you really ready for my announcement? Because I've got it for you. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been keeping it a secret for so long, it feels like I'm not allowed to tell you, but I am! Okay, guys, so... Oh, I can't believe I'm finally allowed to say this. I am doing a 26-day challenge starting today. Okay, Katie Bell, you said you missed this last night, so don't miss it again because I am about to tell you, so don't miss it again. All right. I'm going to keep doing this, no worries. But don't forget, also guys, I upload all of my Periscopes to YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and see all of my Periscopes from, I started on March 8th, and Katie and I figured that out last night. You can go see all of it. I have a playlist called Periscope Archives. I also have a playlist called Lunch Bites. If you want to just see the news, you can see that. And I also am going to have a playlist for this challenge I'm about to tell you guys. It's going to be called Alpha Bites. It's a play off the word alphabet, and also because I do lunch bites. What we're going to do every day is we're going to find, you're going to find it with me. I'm going to use Snapchat to find the letter of the alphabet for each day, okay? So not every single letter every day, but example, today is A. So I'm going to take you guys on an adventure outside, and I'm going to somehow find something that appears like the letter A, okay? I'm also every day going to teach you that letter in sign language. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a fun little adventure. It's just silly fun. Everybody needs silly fun. So we're going to have that adventure, find whatever letter it is. It could be indoors some days. It might be outside some days. It could be anything. Like, you never know what it's going to be. So that'll be a fun thing to watch me find it. I'll find it with you. I'm not going to always like pre-plan it either. So you're literally finding it with me on Periscope. So you got to watch that. And then when we find it, what I'm going to do is you're going to kind of see what it is, but you're not going to see the picture, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off a Snapchat. I'm going to sign off a Periscope. I'm going to go on to Snapchat, and I'm going to post the picture. And I'm going to post a really cool version. So it could be a selfie. I could be in it. It could have a guest appearance of somebody that you guys have met. It could just be a really cool, I have a photography background as well. I was a photography assistant for a while. So it could just be like a really cool shot. You guys are welcome to screenshot any of them too. And so you guys have to be following me on Snapchat, because I will post it right then to my story so that you guys can see it. I am at Chelsea Roadman, just like on here. I'm at Chelsea Roadman everywhere. So you guys just come and follow me on Snapchat today. Otherwise, you're going to miss the picture, and I don't want you to miss it. And then after that, you're going to be able not to see the picture if you miss it. And what a bummer if you watched me find it and didn't get to see the final picture. And then the final component is we're going to include Instagram into this, but I will not post the picture on Instagram until it expires on Snapchat. And so I want to know if you guys will play along with me. If you just want to watch and you just want to comment on the picture on Instagram the day after, that's cool. That's totally awesome. I don't mind. You can follow me on Instagram at Chelsea Roadman, just like on here. That's fine. But if you would like to do this with me, you can also find, and like maybe you see tree branches that kind of look like an A or something. You don't have to do all 26 days, but if you see something one day and you're like, hey, that looks like a certain letter, you're welcome to do it. It doesn't even have to be. So I've written it down right here, but I kind of scribbled it when I wasn't looking. So my handwriting is really bad. Look at how bad that is. So let me write it. Hashtag Alpha Bites. And then I'm going to put at Chelsea Roadman. Thank you for throwing that up for me, Mama. Appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm expecting screenshots here because this has everything you need to know. Right here. So if you post, that doesn't look like a B. Hang on. All right, everybody screenshot this. I saw one. I've got two more. Come on, people. Screenshot, screenshot. I saw one screenshot and you guys, there's two. Awesome. There's a third viewer that has yet to screenshot and I'm waiting. You guys just appease me. Will you just make me happy and screenshot it? Screenshot this, guys, so you can be a part of this challenge. Hey, thanks for joining. More people are joining. That's awesome. All right, you guys, I think what I'm going to do is, because I've run long on my Lunch Bites Periscope, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and then I'm going to sign back on just to make this announcement one more time so that when people want to replay it and they want to understand exactly what's going on for the challenge, too many popping up. Yeah, exactly. I can't explain it. So I'm going to sign off for Lunch Bites. Thanks for joining me, and then I'm going to sign right back on, explain the challenge, sign off of that, and then we're going to go do the challenge, okay? That way when people rewatch, they can understand what's going on. All right, thanks for joining me for News Bites today, guys. I will be back tomorrow, and hang tight so that I can tell you about the challenge we're starting for Alpha Bites today. See you in a minute.